Sarah. Animated conversation.
That's what it's about. And they've talked about the fact that the more communication they have, both on the floor while plays are happening and off, is going to help. But there's a lot to be desired on this end thus far for the Nets.
Jackson's jumper rims off, but another chance here for Detroit. The deficit of 12 matched the largest the Nets have faced after one quarter this season. As Jackson hits the three, Jackson had 25 points between the second half and overtime in the loss to the Lakers last time out for Detroit.
And that's an example of just late getting your hands up. Hands down, plenty of room that Jackson was able to release that shot.
Shamet in the corner hits the three.
Nice job. And for Shamet, as he starts to string some nice games together of efficiency from the field and three-point line, that matters.
38% from three over his last 5 games after he was at 28% his first 16 games. Magruder's high floater rims off. Pell able to snare it. Brown, Harden, Shamet, Pell, and Harris the 5 for Brooklyn. Joe had just one look in that first quarter. It was the first possession of the game, a 3 he hit. Harden lost it. Some contact, no call. Jackson the lead feed, and the layup is good for Doumbouya.
And for the areas that Detroit can find ways to score, they're 9th in the league in points off turnovers. So they're not necessarily generating half-court opportunities at a high rate, but do so in those areas.
And it's going to stay
from the three-point line.
Did you want to say hand down, man down in honor of Mark Jackson?
Our guy. I almost did.
He let me say it on a recent broadcast.
Did he?
It felt great. Yeah, it did.
Well, you had to credit him. You were on the broadcast.
Yeah, he actually encouraged me.
One of our favorites.
Jackson lays it in.
Right at the cup.
And we have seen this lack of urgency from the Nets against teams with losing records often. But Brooklyn coming off a 2-game losing streak, you would thought might have not had that early in this game. Shamet gets denied at the cup by Stewart. Oh, nice move, Jackson, but that's going to be a travel. Harden veering to the rim, and it's off of him as the Nets, the magic number for the Nets, turning it over. They're 7-1 this season when they turn it over 13 or fewer times. Just 7-10 when they turn it over 14 or more.
You make me think of baseball and playoffs. Magic numbers.
Oh, the 3 goes down now for Isaiah Stewart. His first career 3. And it is an 8-0 run for Detroit. They have a 20-point lead.
Confidence.
Harden flips it in.
As you mentioned, he's only taken 2 thus far this season. That was his 3rd attempt. So that's a shot that you live with. But because he has found energy on both ends of the floor, you feel good about yourself. That activity carries over.
Good hands there from Brown, who was fouled. Play by Brown, showing some much-needed energy and activity from Brooklyn. Here's Harden around the green screen. Gets it back to him for the slam. Nice, easy pick and roll. 5 assists now for Harden. Step back 3, no good. Shamet flies in for the rebound.
Solid defensive possession. Smart about the switches, going body to body, good communication, and you force a tough contested shot.
Harden again, running pick and roll with Green. Had to wing it out to Brown. 7 to shoot. Green finds Harris. Good cut from Joe. Dishes it out to Shamet. His 3 is good.
Drive and kick and drop them. Nice job by Shamet. Joe recognized there's a lot of open area in the middle of the floor for the Nets. And that...
Ellington wants to go inside. Isaiah Stewart called for it. Double team. They poke it away. He'll get it back from Saddiq Bey and score it.
Alertness on the part of Saddiq Bey to retrieve that loose ball and then immediately get it right back to Isaiah Stewart.
Great heads-up play. Meantime, Harden attacks the
free throw line because That's what I do.
And they won't be quite ready.
Yep.
Sadiq Bey called for the foul. Harden hits the free throw. Then these guys make free throws over there. Harden and Irving among the league leaders. Harden has 13. Works on top. There's a whistle down along the baseline. Jeremy will inbound. Does to Isaiah Stewart. Ellington goes back to Jeremy with it wide of the lane. Fires over Harden. Off the rim. Bruce Brown boards it. Harden sends it way up to Green for a quick slam.
Trying to pull a positive out of a negative, George. You know, the Nets are looking at the situation with Kevin Durant where we're told, will be available after Friday in COVID protocol. They're saying they'll just use it as load management for him right now.
He probably felt like Steve Nash said he probably needed it anyway, so he'll get the rest. But we only have 2 of the 3 guys firing away at the Pistons tonight. Wayne Ellington misses topside. Bruce Brown boards it. James Harden won't quit, takes it to the basket. Plumlee knocked it away. Bruce Brown gets not give up on somebody driving to the rack. Bruce Brown buries the first. Pistons. Bruce Brown with 2 free throws. Got all the starters back on the court. Jeremy Grant, who had 15 in the first, drives it, trying to get his first hoop in the second, and he does.
Oh, man, I cannot tell you how difficult that shot is. He just hit. He's shooting back across his body, on the move, in the air, and he did it with great accuracy.
He's something special.
One day, George, degree of difficulty.
Yes, you got it. The Gregory Kelser rule. DeAndre Jordan's back in the game for Brooklyn. Tried to hand it off to Kyrie Irving, but they turn it over, and DeLon Wright takes advantage.
George, you know what you saw a moment ago with the Nets? How a guy can shoot 80% from the floor after 25 games?
Because he won't take that kind of a shot.
Exactly.
It's not my shot. Somebody else take this one. Kyrie Irving scores. It's 57-46. Good call, Gregory. Here's Blake Griffin working against Harden again. Backing him down, backing him down. Here's the hook. It won't fall. Rebound, Bruce Brown. Shovels to Joe Harris. Harris gets to the... So a shooter like Harris is at the stripe. You can't book it. He missed the first. And he missed the next. Rebound, Blake Griffin. Pistons by 11, 4 and 15 to play in the half. DeLon Wright against Kyrie Irving. Mason Plumlee gives back to DeLon and screens. DeLon down the lane, floater short, but the rebound is out of... Duwawu Cabarrou in for the Nets. Missing from the corners, Blake Griffin. Ball battered around, ends up in DeLon Wright's hands, off to Ellington. Wayne to the corner, triple try, no. Rebound, DeAndre Jordan. Kyrie Irving down the lane. Flips it up and fills it up. The Nets are within 9. Just over 3.5 to play in the half. Jeremy Grant backs up against the Duwawu Cabarrou. Pistons move it to Blake Griffin. Yeah.
Eventually going to touch that sideline. He saw a path open up, George, and wanted to take it.
Kyrie Irving up with a gun. It's wide to Plumlee. You don't shoot over 50% with shots like that. So that's a rare kind of a miss for Kyrie. DeLon Wright down the lane.
About it. Take any draft and give any team 2 picks in the first 2 picks out of the top 10. They're going to love that. and they're going to feel like they're going to be better. So the Pistons just got them somewhat delayed.
Tower of power, you're still a young man.
There you go, especially in today's NBA. Guys are coming in so young. You got 10-year veterans, Georgia, 26, 27 years old.
Mason Plumlee scores. Pistons are up 11. Hand off to Harden from Jordan. And
of 2010-11, the Miami Heat, the first year they had Wade and Bosh, LeBron James together. Through the first 20, 25 games, they're about a 500 team. They didn't look all that good. But by postseason time, they were hitting stride, and they actually got to the finals, and then 3 more after that. So I'm thinking that might be what the Nets are going through right now, trying to find themselves, but with an eye on where will they be come postseason.
But they do have a bright future. How long it's going to take them to become what they'd like to be, we don't know. Turnover. Block shot on the Pistons' last possession. Blake backs in on Kyrie Irving and scores. That hits the floor.
He didn't waste his time that time. He didn't allow any double to come. He went immediately and quickly at Kyrie Irving to take advantage of his size, Blake Griffin.
Kyrie nearly lost it. Gives it up to Cabarrot, who finds DeAndre Jordan for the dunk. (61-50). The Pistons lead, 1:10 to play in the half. DeLon right to the basket, no. Flushed on the follow by Plumlee.
Beautiful. Mason Plumlee, that's his offense. You know, guys say, don't run any plays for me. Well, that's your play right there.
Sure was. Here's Kyrie Irving running Glasser good.
They keep coming at you, don't they?
Oh. If you want to get into a shootout, do not get into a shootout with these guys. Their guards each have 13. Don't get into a shootout with that guy either, Steve Nash, in his day.
Back-to-back MVP once upon a time.
40 seconds to play in the half. Mason Plumlee with a leaning scoop, no. Rebound, the Wauru Cabarrot. Blocked from behind by Jeremy Grant is Kyrie Irving with 27.9 seconds to play in the half. Kyrie Irving inbounds Harris from the corner. In and out, but off the floor for the Wauru Cabarrot. Shot clock at 5 for Kyrie Irving. Bounce inside. And there's Jeff Green with another jam. 63-54. Pistons have time. Clock starts now. 10 seconds till halftime. DeLon Wright. 2 seconds till halftime. Fouls on Jeff Green.
They had it. Time for a catch and shoot, but not much else.
And Jeremy Grant will inbound the ball, so probably somebody else is going to shoot it. They give it back to Jeremy. Fires at the horn, and it won't fall.